Coach, I think we heard Cade Anderson say, at media day, that he wishes he could be at LSU for 10 years. You tell the story about Will Schmidt up there, Coach. I mean, what can be said about still the appeal that LSU now has to the in-state prospects?
Yeah, there's nothing like it, and I value loyalty, the pride that those players have in the program, especially when they're as talented as Cade and William are. I mean, that's all you can dream about, honestly, as a coach. And really one of the appeals of being here. And I don't know, with NCAA rules, maybe they'll give everybody 10 years of eligibility. And Cade would certainly be welcome for 10 years, that's for sure.
What does that next step look like for him, Coach? And really, now that you've had a chance to reflect on his freshman year, what did you like from that?
Well, he had a great freshman year. I think he had, around 50 strikeouts and really performed well late in the season, particularly in the NCAA tournament. Got some big outs against North Carolina. Really good performances in the SEC tournament, and did an outstanding job in the weight room this summer. And you'll see a physical difference in terms of where he's at, and the pitchability has really upticked, in terms of his arsenal, and really excited. He's a huge part of our success this year.
I know you said 2 of the top 12 arms you have coming back. I assume that he's one
of yeah.
Those big moments you just sort of referenced. How important was it for him to experience those?
Yeah, it was huge, and he did a great job. Won on Tuesday a lot. One of the reasons we ended up piling up a good amount of wins last year is we won most of those midweek games, and he was largely responsible for that. And that's valuable, starting experience with that, LSU step down your chest. I mean, that's hard to come by. So to get as much as you got as a freshman was great last year.
A name that was really popular down here the last couple of years, Jacob Myers. I know you got more of an extended look at him this week in scrimmages, Coach. What do you maybe envision his role being in yours?
Yeah, he's going to be an important pitcher. He has so much ability. And when it's on, it's really hard to hit and really hard to deal with. He had an outstanding outing yesterday. As a matter of fact, had a good one on Friday. And he's so good and talented, like he doesn't have to be perfect. And I think he's learning that, because he's really hard to square up and create damage against with swings. So really excited about Jacob and where he's trending heading into the season.
And of course, we got a taste of William Schmidt when he beat John Curtis in the state championship. I think he topped out at 98. I mean, the arm talent obviously there, but you talk about the competitor, Coach. What do you like about the competitor?
I feel like he's very comfortable on the pitcher's mound, and I feel like he believes in himself, good mindset, and he's ready to make a positive contribution. There's certainly things in transitioning to this level that he'll learn. A couple got exposed in games this weekend that are so controllable and so fixable. He'll only be better now, and I love when that stuff comes up in the scrimmage atmosphere, and I can't wait to get him out there.
What do you think about the new rules starting next year with applying a little bit longer run?
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, it's so long overdue, so necessary that having the appropriate amount of time with your team. The players want to get to opening day as fast as they can, but the coach knows the things that need to be in place to, have them ready physically and mentally and fundamentally. And so I think it's a long overdue change, and I'm very thankful that that decision was made.
How is the game of college baseball changing before our eyes? I mean, obviously that's a small part right there, but obviously with the NIL rules, you're getting guys to campus that you probably would have never gotten in the past. Just is this almost becoming now an alternative for some of these guys, a realistic one, instead of going to minor league baseball to come play college for 3 years?
Yeah, I think it's different for everybody. And you think about the great tradition, that LSU has had. They certainly have had players turn down money in the draft before to come have this experience, and that's honestly what it continues to be about. And referencing like William Schmidt, that had everything to do purely with this is what he wanted to do. Like it was a life goal for him to pitch for LSU, and what changes that sometimes is money. And he just had made a decision that wasn't as important as taking this step in his development, and I'm really proud of William for that.
Hey, Coach, last year you said the motto going into last season wasn't to build on the year before, but it was to attack the year. So what's this motto?
Yeah, I think we're centered around a couple things. An element of toughness and an element of togetherness. The toughness is just simply mental toughness. The ability to focus on the task at hand. Not get too far in front of you or stay behind you. the ability to overcome adversity. In a college baseball season, you're going to have adversity. The ability to focus on what really matters, and what people say about you all the time. It's great, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is how you prepare, how you train, how you play, and then togetherness. We have 3 different buckets of players that we're merging together to try to form a team. A collection of talent does not make you a team. So I think for this team, along with all the baseball execution things that we need to make sure are in order, I think the toughness and togetherness piece is going to determine our success.
And then having 10 high school freshmen, 10 out the portal. I know you said only 12 players played last year, returning this season. Can you speak to the newness of that?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. There's a lot of work to be done, and we still have a little ways to go, to look at where do guys fit in roles initially. I do like the depth of the roster. I think, we're not hostage maybe to like one player or one pitcher. Like if I think we're well positioned to, hopefully we don't have any, but survive an injury or two and not have a lot of drop off. I think the success will be a little bit more of the collection of the parts, and that's not to take away anything from our other teams, but it certainly helps to have generational players like, Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens, Tommy White. But there's a lot of pro players on this team, and excited about that newness.
And since you mentioned Paul right quick, what do you think about the collection card drama that's going on? The 11-year-old kid decided not to keep it.
I don't know a lot about it. I know whatever it is, as Paul does with everything, he'll be taking it in stride and classy and handling it the right way. And I know he's focused on the field things, and super excited to get back to spring training. He's been down there and training hard in Baton Rouge.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.
Safe travels, sir.
Yeah, thank you.